Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. In 1965, archaeologists were excavating Herod's palace and found some palm seeds that were dated to be 2,000 years old. They planted them, and one tree grew from them, and they named that tree Methuselah. Well, I didn't know that before this week. That's what we're exploring this week, things about Palm Sunday you didn't know. And the fact that they found the palm seeds from the time of Herod, which is the same time period of Christ, implies that palms were present and abundant at that time. So when Jesus entered Jerusalem, there they were, right at hand. But it's not quite as simple as that. In the ancient world, palms were considered as symbols of triumph or victory. In fact, the genus of the palm tree is called phoenix, and as you picture this mythological bird rising from the fires of death to live again, you can't help but think of the foreshadowing of Jesus rising from the grave. On Sunday, they waved palm branches at him. The next Sunday, he rose. It's pretty amazing. Nevertheless, in the Mideast and Roman worlds, palm branches were given to victorious athletes, again as a symbol of victory and triumph. Perhaps even more full of meaning is that in Roman times, the date palm was considered to be the image for Israel. Nations have symbols associated with them. For example, our nation is known by the bald eagle, and we have that image even on our money. Well, they have found Roman money with a date palm representing Israel. So, isn't it interesting that as they welcome Jesus to Jerusalem as their king, they are waving the symbol that represents their nation? It's a way of giving the nation to their new king. When it comes to Christianity, of course, we mark Palm Sunday with palms, but that's not all. In Western Christian art, martyrs were often shown holding a palm frond as a symbol representing the victory of spirit over flesh. And it was widely believed that a picture of a palm on a tomb meant that a martyr was buried there. An early church theologian named Origen considered the palm a symbol of triumph and victory in that war waged by the Spirit against the flesh. The early church had a book titled The Acts of the Martyrs, and as it recounts the stories of those early Christian martyrs, it often concludes, he received the palm of martyrdom. In the Middle Ages, pilgrims to the Holy Land would bring back palms for deposit at their home churches. Crusaders often carried or wore palm ornaments. And even today, if you visit Jerusalem, you are given a small pin of the Jerusalem cross, a tradition that goes back to those crusaders. I still have the one I got when I went there. The other Mideast cultures, in those, the palm represents hospitality and welcome. It is a powerful symbol in Islam, for example, a reminder that palm trees mean that there is water, which is a gift from God. In fact, in very early Islam, the first minarets they climbed to sound the call to worship were palm trees. So what does all this mean? It means that the palms they waved at Jesus weren't just a handy flag. Rather, they were symbols of victory as Christ made his triumphal entry into Jerusalem. They were symbols of the nation Christ came to be king over. They were symbols of victory of the Spirit over our sinful selves. They were symbols of martyrdom. They were symbols that Christ was the gift of God that we have, and that we have our rest in him. They were symbols foreshadowing the death of Jesus 1 week later and his resurrection. I don't think I'll see the palms on Sunday the same way ever again. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.